My channel and to another very bright what I eat in a day video. Thank you so much for continuing to log on and join me for fantastic days of food, and one that I am so excited about because I'm going to be making one of my, in fact my most favourite meal in the whole entire world for my dinner tonight. It's a Middle Eastern dish called okra. You might hear it called bamia or marag. It's just my favourite thing to eat in the whole world, and I always get asked, like, what is your favourite thing to eat? What is your favourite ride or die meal? This is it. Huge scoop. I'm going to be using my family recipe, and honestly I cannot wait. It's one of my favourite, it is my favourite thing to eat in the world, along with cheese and onion pie. So if I was on death row, this is the meal I would be ordering. So I'm so excited to share it with you today, and again I hope you all enjoy it. But let's talk about the rest of the day first before we get ahead of ourselves for dinner. Breakfast was nothingy. It's a Tuesday today, homeschooling day. I wanted something quick and I wasn't too hungry, so I got up and had coffee and a banana. In fact, I didn't have coffee, I had tea. So I had a cup of tea and a banana, nothing too exciting, but I'm definitely hungry for lunch now. My body is pumped and I'm ready to eat something a bit more substantial. So I hope you all enjoy it. Give it a thumbs up if you do. I am living for these comfy cargo pants that I'm wearing today from H&M. They're like pajamas, but they're trousers. They are so nice. I'll link them down below. They are new stock, and this I got last year or the year before by New Look in the sale. I'll try and link something similar, but I hope you all enjoy it. Give it a thumbs up if you do, subscribe if you're new to see these every other day from me, and let's get on with the day. So the time has come to have some lunch. Now I whipped up for the kids this morning some of my chicken nuggets, and I've done a couple of extra pieces because I really fancied it. I'm just about to start that time of the month, and I'm kind of craving a bit of naughty food, if I'm honest. And the thing about these is, yes, they're not the most healthy in the world, but they're made from scratch. I know exactly what's in them and I'm able to point them accurately. So this is a serving of 8 points, and it's my Natasha Summar chicken nuggets, if you will. I make these with panko breadcrumbs and chicken breast, skinless chicken breast. So I've weighed myself out a nice portion here, and I've just popped one of these in the oven to warm up. These are the Deli Kitchen flatbreads. You guys have seen me bang on about these a ton. I adore them. They're 5 points each, which makes this it's 13 points for my kind of makeshift Nando's wrap. I also have some truffle mayo that I'm going to pop on. This is the M&S truffle mayo. I'm not going to track this, but feel free to do that should you want to. Just scan the barcode. I think it's like a point per serving, but again, I'm not being too strict. I do get a lot of questions as to why I track some things and not others. Well, that is just because I'm on maintenance. But when I was losing weight, I was much more accurate with my tracking. So if you guys are long time viewers, you'll know that I used to weigh everything out, but since I got to goal, and I mean a lot more relaxed with it, I point some things and not others. Like the chicken, obviously I'm going to point that because it's quite high, but things like condiments I'm not too fussed about. So I'm going to track that as a 13-point lunch. And I'm also going to use 10 grams, 1 point worth of cheese. But again, I'm not going to track that because I don't see the point of tracking 1 point. But again, if you were to track 10 grams, it would be 1 point, 20 grams, 2 points, etc. If you're interested in whipping these up yourself, I will put the vlog where I made these on the screen now. You can go and check that out. And I also did them in a children's what my kids eat in a day, so you can see me make them from scratch there as well. So go and check out either of those videos if you want the recipe. But again, I use panko breadcrumbs and they're perfect every single time. What I tend to do is I shallow fry them. So I literally pop them in the oil for a couple of seconds on each side, and then I take the rest of the cooking time in the oven, and that way they're not sat in the oil for too long. I just spoon them out, drain the oil with one of my basket spoons, and then they sit and bake in the oven, and they're absolutely delicious. I would recommend them. The reason I'm not weighing out cheese is because I pretty much know how much 10 grams looks like by now. I've been having it so frequently. So yeah, this is my kind of makeshift Nando's. I'm going to attempt to turn it over, but I don't think it will. But this will be the lunch of champions. Just what I need today when I'm feeling a bit hormonal and I just want something really filling and delicious. And to accompany, is it going to be anything but a Coke Zero?
When you first left me, I was wanting more.
Okay, so even though these Maltesers aren't just for me, I'm going to take them in and myself and the kids are going to have a little go on Animal Crossing and munch on some chocolate. I do want to give you guys an accurate point value if you were to have some. So I'm going to weigh these out and let you guys know. So I could definitely eat those on my own, and for the most part I probably would, and that is 25 grams. So I'm just going to let you guys know on the app what that would equate to if you were to have something like this with your afternoon coffee. So if I changed it to 14 grams, which is highly more likely of what I will have, that is 3 points. Just in case you guys wanted to know, again, I'm not tracking them, and even if I ate the whole thing, you know, my weeklies take care of that, so I'm not too fussed. Now time to make dinner, and as I mentioned before, I'm making a Middle Eastern dish called bamia. Now bamia is what we would call okra, and it's a marrow. It's so hard to describe, but anyways, you're going to need some ladyfingers or some fresh okra for this, or okra. You're going to need some lamb shoulder or leg that a butcher has carved up for you with the bone on, preferably, because it adds a lot of flavour. If you can go to a halal butchers and get this, I feel like they kind of get it, they know exactly what you want. I've used lamb that I bought from Sainsbury's, M&S, and it just doesn't quite taste the same. So if you can get to a butcher's and get them to do this for you, it doesn't have to be halal butcher, but I do get mine from there because I think it's really good quality, and also it's super fresh, and there's that taste that you just cannot replicate. So if you can, you know, go and check that out, but feel free to use whatever your preference is. I have some salt and pepper here, 2 onions, some chopped tomatoes that I'm going to put with some hot water in a moment, some puree and blitz up in the processor. I have some ghee for oil, and I also have, again, my okra. So I'm gonna put the recipe for this in the description box, but it's very simple. So what we need to do is, the first thing is to start browning this meat. So you want to put some ghee in your cast iron, start to brown off this meat until it's about 80% cooked. Then you want to add a bit of water to that and just keep cooking it down until the water has completely disappeared. Then you're going to be adding the combination of tomato mix that we just made up. So this blitzed in the processor till it's completely smooth, along with some water and some puree, salt and pepper. And that's basically it. So once the meat is browned, add the onion, a full head of garlic, which may seem like a lot, and it is, but yeah, it should be really delicious. Again, I will put my recipe in the description box down below, or my parents' recipe, but I'm very excited about this. And in regards to point value, I'm going to add it into the app later on, and I'll pop that information in the description box down below as well. So before I get on with browning the meat, which is actually the first step, I'm going to get my tomato concoction ready. So I'm going to pop the kettle on, add my puree to a processor. If you don't have a processor, you could do this with a, what's it called? A rolling pin in a bowl, get it all mashed up. But if you have a processor, obviously it's going to be a lot easier for you. And I add quite a generous amount of puree to that. Like, I would say about a third of one of these, which may seem like a lot, but I like it quite tangy and quite tomatoey. So feel free to add less should you want to, but that's what I'm going to add. What you do that for? What you do that for? When you first left me, I didn't know what to say. I never been on my own that way. Just sat by myself all day. I was so lost back then, but with a little help from my friends, I found a light in the tunnel at the end. Now you're calling me up on the phone. So with this full head of garlic, I'm not even going to bother shredding it, slicing it, dicing it. Each piece I'm going to leave in whole, and it will add a really nice sweetness, and it will really mellow out by the time we finish cooking it. But you don't have to, all you have to do is peel it basically and then pop it straight in. And for those of you that don't have a full head of garlic, it works out to be about 13 cloves, which again, I know it sounds like a lot, but just trust in the process. It really does make a difference. All the water has evaporated. We're going to add the onion and the garlic. Again, straight in with the garlic. You don't have to chop it or grate it. So that's all going in. And we're just going to allow this to all cook together while we get on with chopping the okra. For those of you that aren't familiar, this is what okra looks like. You might find it listed in a supermarket as ladyfingers. You might be hard pressed to find this in a supermarket. The best place again to go to get something like this is the greengrocers, or any halal butcher should stock this, providing it is in season. All you do is basically cut off one end and you are done. That is what we're going to be adding in today. Just cut off both ends and then you are done. And make sure that you've washed it, and just get the really long scraggly bits off. And then these are the sorts of pieces, and you could even cut these in half. Like, there's nothing wrong with you cutting those in half to make them a bit more palatable, or you could leave them whole. It's whatever you prefer. I have about 250 grams here or thereabouts. And again, if this isn't something that you've tried before, it's just introducing you to a different vegetable. It's got a really interesting taste and texture. It won't be for everybody, but even just learning this sauce alone where you skip on the okra is delicious. So even if you didn't want to add this step, but you just wanted the lamb, the garlic, the onion, feel free to do that. Add some cannellini beans and make a farsulia, which I made in my most recent vlog. I will put that above. But just knowing this casserole tomato dish alone is going to open up a wealth of opportunity for you guys to get creative with different kinds of vegetables. A little whine and a moan, and it's only because you're feeling alone. And then in with the okra, and you want to fold this in. You don't want to stir it too much because they can break up quite easily. So be quite generous with it. Do like a folding action. And you want to be really generous with your salt and pepper as well. So whatever you would normally add to a dish, double it for Middle Eastern dishes, because we like our seasoning. When I see you cry, yeah, it makes me smile. Yeah, it makes me smile. And now that's had a few minutes, we're going to add our tomato water mix. And then we're going to bring this to the boil. And then once it's had a couple of minutes boiling, we're going to turn it on to a medium, low to medium heat, and we're going to let it simmer until we're ready to serve. Again, be very, very gentle folding this in. You do not want your okra to start breaking down. So just be really gentle, fold it in, take your time, and then let it get to boiling point. Now is the ideal time to check for salt, so just get yourself a little spoon and check to see if you need any more seasoning. Again, this has to be seasoned really well. And I would say it's absolutely perfect. But then I just smile. I go ahead and smile. Whenever you see me, you say that you want me back, and I tell you it don't mean jack. No, it don't mean jack. I couldn't stop laughing. No, I just couldn't help myself. See, you messed up my mental health. I was quite unwell. I was so lost back then, but with a little help from my friends, I found a light in the tunnel at the end. Now you're calling me up on the phone, so you can have a little wine and a moan. And it's only because you're feeling alone. At first, when I see you cry, yeah, it makes me smile. I am not even kidding, guys. This looks and smells the exact same as when I go home to my parents' house to enjoy it. I cannot wait for you guys to try it. I cannot wait to eat it, and I'm just so happy that I've managed to nail this recipe on my first time making it. So yeah, really proud of it. I have a massive portion here that I can squirrel away in the freezer for later times. I've just made a portion of rice that I had left over from last night. It's just my standard rice. You guys have seen me make it a ton of times, but I cannot wait to chow down on this. Check out the description box for point values, but man, even this, if this was 50 points, it would be worth every single one. It's nowhere near that, so don't worry. But yeah, it looks delicious. I mean, look at the meat, look at the okra. Oh, it's just gonna be amazing. It makes me smile. That dinner, hands down, the best meal I have ever cooked, ever made in any what I eat in a day. Please, 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 if you like Middle Eastern food or you're just curious and you like lamb and tomato, you have to try it. Please, please do. Give this a thumbs up if you enjoyed it, and don't forget to check out the description box for links, what I've been wearing, recipes, point values, more what I eat in a day from me, vlogs, the works. You can find it all on my channel. So thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to give it a like if you enjoyed it, a comment down below, and also make sure you're subscribed because I upload these every other day. And I'll see you in my next video. I'm going to end things with my nightly orange and who knows, probably some water at the end of the night, but I hope you've enjoyed it. Again, check out the description box for rollover and what I've eaten and what I've had. And I'll see you in my next one. Bye!